The fourth floor of the Student Experience Center is where Orange Media Network is located.
The first thing you're going to see is this beautiful case of all of our awards. We won some really amazing national awards and gotten incredible national recognition for a variety of our mediums.
There's just a really great vibe going on and just an overall really friendly camaraderie between the pro staff, the student leaders, and then the members of each of the mediums.
It's hard to describe, but it's probably one of the coolest places to just be on campus.
For me, it's a safe space where a lot of like-minded individuals who have lots of really creative interests and passions come together and get to know each other.
And when you walk into the bullpen itself, it is usually just full of people. You're going to find people from all different types of mediums.
You want to be a writer, you want to be a photographer, you want to be a DJ. Literally anything. The sky is your limit.
It's such a great environment on the fourth floor.
In March of 2020, we had quite the obstacle thrown at us.
Everyone was asking the question, what is this? Is this going to come to OSU, to Oregon? How is this going to affect our university?
You have an extended spring break. That was what a lot of us heard.
We had some Oregon Health Authority and some local health authority experts saying that we didn't need to be concerned at the moment, and so we printed that on the front of the magazine.
I think the title was Do Not Panic.
We thought it would end pretty soon or over the summer, but it just kept going, and the virus has become the new normal, as people like to call it.
The whole flow at work sort of shifted almost.
Volunteer meetings started being on Zoom instead of over in person at the SEC.
There became a lot of questions about whether or not we would be printing for our issues, what our jobs were going to look like, what school was going to look like.
If no one's on campus, who's going to pick up our print paper?
How do we get DJs to still want to make shows?
All of our ideas leading up to COVID happening were in-person ideas.
That last March issue ended up being there on the racks for months.
That was probably when it became very real, that we were looking at more than just a few weeks. It was, oh, there's a chance there might not be a commencement. This could be stretching into the summer. This could be stretching into the fall.
This isn't just kind of like a end of the year through summer thing, and then we'll be back kind of doing the regular stuff. It's like more of a long-term scenario that we'll have to work through.
The transition mentally was hard.
It wasn't seamless in any way.
It's definitely affected us in almost everything.
It was a harsh reality that I won't have that safe space anymore.
The overall OMN goal was, what does our community need from us, and what can we provide for them so they feel like they are still a part of a community, even if we're not all together in the same space.
I really appreciate this job because it has kept me grounded during all of this. And so even though I came to the realization that this was going to be long term, I knew that I have a purpose.
I was mainly working with web content at the time, which, in a weird way, COVID was good for me because we were doing more web content.
We definitely have found some creative ways to get engagement, mostly through social media, I would say. We have a short-form poetry contest that's going on currently on our Instagram and our Twitter.
There's a lot more room to do things creatively online.
It was kind of amazing how quickly we adapted and all kinds of new content that came out.
We decided to release an online issue and just build hype around that instead.
I was actually inspired by Damn Chic to see their own creativity to bring back the magazine for Beaver's Digest.
I felt that it was really important to show, Damn Chic is still here, as well as, show gratitude to the team and the work they've put in. A lot of the shoots had to be conducted outside instead of in a studio or in enclosed space. So it really pushed people to think about, how am I going to execute this shoot in an outdoor setting?
We had people start vlogging. Some of our producers literally took these giant walls they had built and put them into a room in their home to make a studio in their home. People just kind of snapped to it and made the change needed, and the content changed with it, of course, but I think it allowed for more freedom in the content being made.
Instead of doing weekly or even bi-weekly, we're doing monthly. And they're special issues, so they have a theme, and we're still doing weekly news, but now we have special issues with special themes, and we get to play with fun perspectives.
We ended up finding out a way to have DJs record shows from home, and it's led us to reach out to more people trying to get interviews. You email anyone, and if they're willing, you hop on a Zoom call and you get an awesome interview. Content is still content, in person or not.
In that instant, we all basically fell over at Orange Media Network, and at the same time, we all caught ourselves.
The idea of getting back into the studio is definitely really exciting.
It's hard to think about because, it's my first time back on campus and seeing campus again since March.
The idea that we might be able to return back to campus, I'm wary of a lot of that, but it gives me a lot of hope.
A handful of our DJs have been able to go in every week and do live shows again. It has been so exciting to see the overwhelming positivity from all our DJs that are so excited to get back in the booth.
The last year has imprinted something on all of us who are part of OMN, this different kind of level of resilience.
I think we can find some really cool new approaches to looking at things from what we've taken from COVID.
You're going to see things differently. You're going to have a completely new perspective that you didn't have before.
In the end, we caught ourselves, we got back up, and we kept doing what we always do, and I think that's the most important thing.
I'm just proud to be a part of the organization, a part of OMN. It's incredible what we've been able to do, and I'm proud.